Northamptonshire began the penultimate day of our LV Game of the Week 2 hours late because of rain, with Rory Kleinfeldt seeing off Alex Davis in the day's third over after the batsman had added just 4 more to his overnight 33. Kleinfeldt, bowling into a very strong wind, grabbed his 4th wicket in his next over as Jordan Clark nicked off to leave Lancashire on 221 for 6 and in some danger of giving their hosts a sizable first innings advantage. In fact, Lancashire was still 164 runs adrift of their opponents when Peter Siddle came in to join Ashwell Prince, who'd resumed his fantastic knock on 104. While it will have come as no surprise that the South African was to accumulate yet more runs, he is the second division's leading run scorer so far this summer after all, few would have expected Siddle to bat in the manner he did. He had been unwell earlier in this match and later said that because of the wind and cold, he didn't fancy bowling too much, so instead he batted on, producing one of the very best innings of his career. Lancashire have already shown that under Ashley Giles they are going to be a hard side to beat this year. They've already had battles this summer but have come through them all thus far, and with these two batting sensibly and solidly, they would still have been hopeful of gaining a first innings lead themselves. Prince likes his opposition. Just last year he struck his career best against them, the small matter of an undefeated 257 in an innings victory in Manchester, one of the few moments of real joy Lancashire had in 2014. A 21st 4 took him to his 150 off 208 balls, and Northamptonshire would have been fearing the worst again. By now, Lancashire had secured a 3rd batting bonus point. It's not been too often over the last few years that they've managed so many runs early on, but Prince's exceptional form is really helping them out. It came as something of a surprise then when he was out for 103, substitute fielder David Murphy making sure that Crook's efforts weren't wasted. Prince was on his way for 153 just after securing a century stand with Siddle. The Australian star had only ever made a 55 times before in his career, with a top score of 103 being made for the Australian A-team against Scotland a couple of years ago. Here he was at his half-century off 95 balls, getting there with his 7th 4. A lead was now looking likely for his team, especially as Tom Bailey now supported Siddle well. This was to be the best innings of the 24-year-old's career, and it was an important one too. Siddle, meanwhile, looked as if he was going to head to 100 as he continued to hit the bad ball away with few problems. It was, at times, tough work for the bowlers on a pitch which didn't always give them too much assistance, on a day where wickets tumbled like clowns at a circus right across the country. There was nothing funny about Siddle's innings as far as the home team were concerned. He added 77 more with Bailey to close in on maximum batting points while starting to build something of a lead. That stood at 13 when Bailey was bowled by Josh Cobb, the spinner finally getting the breakthrough his side so badly needed. Bailey had done a fine job in making 34. But still, Northamptonshire couldn't finish the innings off. Simon Kerrigan came out for a bit of a hit, this shot off Cobb going all the way for 6, as he dominated a 9th wicket partnership of 29. He'd made 21 of those when he was sent on his way by Azarullah, leaving Siddle needing 14 more for his century, with only last man Kyle Jarvis for company. Alas for Siddle, he managed only 3 more before giving Kleinfeldt his 5th wicket, his first 5-wicket haul in Northamptonshire colours, but the 11th of the 32-year-old's career overall. He ended with figures of 5 for 99. Lancashire were all out for 436, which gave them a lead of 51 runs, and they then struck twice early with the ball. Makeshift opener Rob Newton was out for a golden duck as Jarvis maintained his excellent early season form, Alvaro Peterson with the catch, before Siddle continued his fine day by having Alex Wakely taken behind with a total on 13 for 2, and with their normal opening batsman Richard Levy in the dressing room nursing a fractured finger. In spite of a break for the light, Stephen Peters and Rob Keogh were able to see out the remaining 13.5 overs, defending as if their lives depended on it. They will go again on the last day with work still to be done, with their side on 42 for 2 and trailing by 9.